Was I shocked when Jay said the line in Picasso Baby? Yes, because we've talked about that. We have a history that supersedes music, and we know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that. I think he began to feel the pressure because people were saying my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. She was 15, 14. And after a while, that gets to a person. The Jay I know, the Sean I know, never comes out of character. So.
And then Diddy, that whole empire crumbling got a lot of y'all scared because your favorite rapper was sleeping with a 15-year-old. But listen, here's the deal.
Foxy has been through a lot of shit in this industry. A lot of things, brother. And if people think the Jaguar right has been damaged in this industry, Foxy is a whole nother problem for them.
After years of keeping her silence, it's finally happening. Foxy Brown has stepped out of the shadows to address all the questions people have had about her infamous relationship with Jay-Z and what he really did to her. He went from being one of her best friends in the industry and her frequent collaborator on her songs to dropping her when he moved on to the next best thing, Beyoncé.
I will say that Jay-Z, if he was doing ill shit like that, he was more quiet about it. You know what I mean? He was more, but then, if we be real with ourselves, it was kind of abnormal when he got with Beyoncé. Like, she was pretty young when he got with her. There's rumors that he was messing with Foxy Brown when she was pretty young.
With his friend, the Diddler, cuffed and put down, people have been connecting the dots with Jay-Z. And one thing that everyone is seeing is his weird relationships with Foxy Brown, Aaliyah, Rihanna, and Beyoncé, who were all very young when he started coming around them. Jay-Z has always been the type of person to attach himself to the hottest thing in order to keep his buzz and relevance. Once they no longer serve him, Jay has no problem discarding them and moving on to the next. He did that with Dame Dash, and even right how he's finally cutting Diddy off. Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, just put out a statement that the case tying him and Diddy will soon be dismissed. And despite what people say, there has never been a friendship or long-time bond between Diddy and Jay-Z.
What Alex Spiro said to me today is that although publicly Jay-Z supported Diddy, they were not best friends. They were not as close as you thought that they were. So in terms of knowledge of what went on allegedly at these white parties and what took place allegedly in these civil suits and the criminal charge and the trial, he says Jay-Z has no knowledge of any of that. Again, he publicly supported him as a fellow musician and someone where they came up together in the industry, right, but that they weren't as close as you thought.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case. And there's nothing more to say. Yes.
The only time Jay and Brother Love got together were at industry events. Jay-Z was just one of the many celebrities who would take pictures with him, but you would not find Diddy in any of Jay's personal events. He wasn't invited to Jay-Z and Beyoncé's wedding and never vacationed with them, which dismisses the so-called close relationship that they had.
Years of hits. And this is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. It's my strategist right here. This is my brother. This B.I. brother. Yes, sir. And it's Brooklyn's own Brooklyn. So I appreciate you. He came 5,000 miles away to come here to Brooklyn to represent for B.I.G. Make some noise for home. Check this out, home. What's up? You can't leave without doing my favorite joint. I want you to tell this.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay,
That should be calling me. Yeah, they should be calling me Sean.
Now, Jay-Z dropping Diddy like a bad habit isn't a surprise, but the way he treated Foxy Brown when he no longer needed her was a shock even to Foxy. And if there's anyone that has immense dirt on Jay, it is Foxy Brown. She was around him in the 90s and the early 2000s and saw everything that was happening behind the scenes with Diddy and Hov, Jay-Z, and Foxy met through her cousin DJ Clark Kent. And from that moment on, he became an important part of her life and career. Foxy has always been known as this daredevil, sensual woman who was never afraid to put it out there and own her sexuality through her lyrics. But those lyrics were actually written by Jay-Z. On her title track, Il Nana, he had a 16-year-old singing, "Who got the illest P on the planet? Sugar walls coming down, ninjas can't stand it. First the mansion, then the yacht, sound proper, straight cash. It got bloodhounds trying to hunt down the brown fox." It was an open secret that Foxy and Jay were hitting on the down low. He was the one paying for her shopping, taking her on luxury vacations, and spoiling Foxy with designer clothes while blowing her back out all the while when she was in high school. One person who went to school with Foxy even said he used to pick her up when she went to high school. "She went to my school, John Dewey, then BCA, then Westinghouse night classes. He used to pull up to Westinghouse for her. Biggie Def used to pick her up too, but they were legit friends. Everybody knew her and Jay were together."
That bothered Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That's it, because that's the only relationship that was really a friendship.
This is the that did 2 albums with R. Kelly. So now you worried about kids? 2 studio albums and went on tour with the Pied Piper.
They're playing a ill game with Jay. They pump faking Jay, and Jay jumped. Jay-Z's about to be indicted with Diddy. When Diddy get his superseding indictment, remember, this is a RICO.
Even Nas straight up called out Jay-Z's weird relationship with Foxy. "Foxy got you hot because you kept your face in her pocket. What you think? You getting girls now cause of your looks?" Now everything changed when Beyoncé entered the scene. Even though Beyoncé said she met Jay when she was 18, Jay-Z himself said that he's been in the picture ever since she started recording, and Beyoncé was 16 when she started dropping those hits. By 1999, Jay-Z knew that Beyoncé was going to be a much bigger artist and knew that he needed to attach himself to her. Unlike Diddy, that was playing the eternal bachelor, Jay-Z was smart enough to know that having a successful and beloved woman like Beyoncé was better than playing around. So he began to publicly claim Beyoncé as his girl before they ever hit the red carpets together. And Foxy Brown was nothing more than a casualty. Jay-Z distanced himself from her as if the two of them were never friends. And as soon as Jay was no longer in the picture, Foxy's career burned down, and in a matter of months, she was no longer the hottest female rapper on the block. Foxy has talked about being hurt by Jay-Z cutting her off. When she was sent to the John back 2007, Foxy expected Jay-Z to at least reach out to her, but he never did. But Foxy never expressed her grievances out loud, or at least she wasn't allowed to go public with them. Word on the street is that he made her sign multiple gag orders, stopping her from talking about him negatively or discussing any of the things they did together. And there's also this story that there's a tape of Foxy, Jay, and Jamie Foxx having a 3-way. Foxy was allowed to keep the tape, but soon after she signed the NDA, the tape mysteriously disappeared from her home, eliminating one of the concrete pieces of evidence she had in case she ever wanted to speak out one day. And to make sure she forever stays silent, word is that Jay-Z is still paying for Foxy's lifestyle, and that's why she's afraid of blasting him, which means throwing away her major source of income.
Well, she did sign an NDA, and he's still paying her and her mother's bills right now. If anyone should be ashamed, it should be Inga. All of those diseases that she contracted from all of that unprotected him. And I'm not saying alleged. You say allegedly. I'm not, because I know it to be true. She had sex with my cousin right after that. She burned him. She set the numbers for the CDC in Philly on a new high at 15, 16, 17 years old. She was running all around Philadelphia because Jay-Z promised her that they could be, normal when she wasn't with Corrupt. Corrupt was a fake boyfriend, which is why when they tried to use her to say that she was actually in the car and there with Keepy D and all of that, I'm like, that girl wasn't even there.
considering who we are talking about, Jay-Z paying Foxy to keep her mouth shut is a ploy straight out of his playbook. Anytime she was asked, Foxy always said that Jay-Z was just a brother to her, but on her 2010 song Let 'Em Know, she said, they say I effed with Nas, and now they say it's AZ, but on the low, the real ninja was Jay-Z.
I said I with Nas, and now they say it's AZ, but on the low, the real was Jay-Z.
When the song started to blow up, Foxy removed the song and said she was lying, but this isn't the first time that rappers have used their songs to express things that they could never really say, and their relationship was an open secret in Hollywood.
Allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right, I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyoncé. See, I'm not a reader. Like, this is not necessarily a book that I would read, but this is a book that I would hear on tape.
But after Diddy was arrested and the things he's done started coming out, Jay-Z doesn't look so untouchable anymore. People have been pointing fingers at him for his long-time relationship with Diddy, and Foxy Brown has realized that now is the best time for her to come out about what she knows without being afraid of Jay and Beyonce's machine coming after her. Foxy has always been salty about the fact that Jay didn't just dump her. He allegedly used his connections to make sure she could never succeed in the industry. He kept her dependent on whatever handouts he gave her, and the artists that were jumping to get on a song with her all disappeared as soon as Jay-Z allegedly told them to.
At what age was Foxy Brown signed?
I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown.
Yeah, but that's...
I didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I know you did. I'm just asking a question.
Because I'm on the block. I'm responsible for everybody.
You the boss.
I wasn't. Oh, now I'm the boss.
I've always given you the credit as a boss.
What I'm saying is, bro, I didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I'm just asking.
What do I got to do with Foxy Brown?
That's why I said it's a whole separate related question, Dave.
What do I have to do with Foxy Brown?
Because the first time I ever heard of Foxy Brown.
Now Dame got something to do with it? Don't beat around the bush. Say what you want
I'm
to
just
say.
asking.
What do you mean by that question?
I was just asking.
What are you insinuating?
I'm not insinuating. I just asked the question. I just wanted to know.
Hey, Kenyatta,
Kenyatta. I'm just asking.
Why you bring that up? What happened with Foxy Brown? I don't know. What were you saying?
I'm not. I'm asking a question. I'm just asking a question.
All right, you bringing up something, but it ain't to me.
I'm just asking a question.
I don't know. My name is Cousin Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Oh, now you ain't in it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying.
I promise you. I
thought Foxy was like 16. That's all I'm saying.
It was reportedly because of this that Foxy began to really spiral, started acting up, and got into trouble. She was depressed to see the career she sacrificed her childhood for, slowly going down the drain with such a limited discography that few people remember. Foxy actually made a cryptic reference to her life after the whole Diddy thing went down, saying, "My story will shock you to your core. I don't play victim, but I had to step away for a minute for my sanity, or I would have been dead."
Like I said, I'm at a loss for words when it comes to that. He and I have a special friendship that we had before rap.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Wendy.
Okay. Everybody, all right, come on.
Wendy.
I'm pointing with Gina and Martin. Okay.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
But he and I had, we have, I will still not had, we have a special friendship that we will always have. And I'm sure if you interview Jay, he'll say the same about me.
Okay, turn her up some more. The people in Staten Island are having a hard time hearing. It's through the roof. Well, she's talking emotionally now. Look, don't talk any louder. We like the emotional Foxy.
No,
Then turn the background music down.
Turn the background music down a little bit.
Foxy Brown was right there in the beginning when Def Jam was blowing up, and she was still in the picture when Jay-Z moved on to Rockefeller. If there's anyone that legitimately knows what Jay has to hide, it's Foxy. And now that she's speaking out about how she was treated, folks are saying that Jay-Z's time is up. And when Jay got sued, she made another cryptic post on IG stories. Foxy Brown is definitely a person of interest in the Jay-Z drama. The folks you step on the way to the top are also the folks see on the way down. Damn, they said Jay-Z was next and they wasn't lying. Sheesh, it starts as a snowball effect.
So what I realize is most people are hypocritical. They stuck on words. That's why they ignore most people's actions like celebrities. That's why they ignore R. Kelly actions for so long when he was child molesting. That's why they ignored Jay-Z's action when Foxy Brown came out and said he was putting that harsh in the Source magazine. Remember that interview? You might be too young. Foxy Brown came out and said Jay-Z was her when she was 16. So if we just go, come on now. So that's why action don't speak louder than words to black people. Because if you go to look in the action, you look at Dion can't keep a marriage. He been divorced how many times? This is how many wives he done had, 3 or 4? So we are following a man who can't how many times? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Known for sleeping with multiple women throughout his life. Whoremongering man. Maybe that's why God took his toe. Turf toe, mother.
Okay.
So that's all I'm saying. So this is a man who done multiple women. Pilar has so much to say about it. Go get the divorce papers. Come on now. I was paying attention because I lived in Dallas at the time, so it was big talk in Dallas. And we ain't gonna talk about when he was in Atlanta fronting the dope down here when he was playing for the Atlanta. All this documentation.
Speculations.
Okay, well, we'll say speculation, but there's no speculations on Charleston White. It's just what he says. It's just conversation.
What do you think? Is Foxy Brown right about the things she has to say about Jay-Z, or do you believe that his hands are really clean? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because this story is just getting started and you don't want to miss out.